Hello! It's Dar-Kage again. I'm here at Dunwich Boars. And we're supposed to be rescuing some Synth that's got captured by these raiders. So let's go do that. Alright. So, bit of a heads up, I've done this about 4 or 5 times because I was doing a bunch of messing around with my recording settings for OBS and whatnot. And I've also been thinking about a lot of ideas and things that I might implement into playing or into my recording stuff.
Look at all the dust. Someone else
So,
right here.
Yeah, some of the things I was thinking about.
Just get warmed up over here.
Oops, I'm out of ammo. Is, I was thinking of changing the way that I do these, playthroughs. Or how I do these recordings. So far it's kind of just like a very Let's Play style.
Area secure.
Basically, I sit down and I play this game, which I've been playing non-stop for a month, 2 months now? For quite a while. I've been playing the game a lot.
Having fun, huh? I can do this all day.
Yeah, I'm having fun if you would just pop up and let me shoot you in the face.
Guess I'll keep hoping.
I'm not even looking in the right place, am I? Where's... There it is. Jesus Christ. I'm not used to using a scope on this stupid thing.
When?
Though technically this isn't even mine. I just snatched it from one of the raiders. After I killed them, of course. So I'm kind of just using their own weapons against them.
Keep your eyes open. We're exposed here.
Sweet. But yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure what I want to do with this, as far as like recording goes and stuff like that, because number one thing is I don't, you know, it's like, this is like my hobby. When I have free time, I sit down and play some Fallout 4.
Got it.
That's pretty much all there is to it.
Take this transmitter and they'll send a courser to pick you up.
I look forward to returning to my duties.
I look forward to returning to my duties. That always cracks me up. But yeah, so even if I'm not recording, I'm playing this game, and then I even stream this game quite a bit on Twitch. Quite a lot on Twitch. Though I've kind of cut down on the streaming because of problems with my ISP.
There you are.
You know, they're not making it easy for me to stream stuff without charging me more money. But, you know, we do what we must. But because of that, I was fiddling around with some recording settings and stuff like that to see, you know, if I can make the videos look a lot better. And since I want to do more recording, you know, maybe once a day I'll record, edit a video. I've been thinking about doing 30-minute sessions, but for playing a game, it feels very unsatisfying to record 30 minutes, then stop, do the whole editing stuff. Sorry, I kind of just paused there for like no real reason. But it's very weird for me. I tried it several times. And it this feels weird to like stop my game, end the recording, edit that up, upload just that. But at the same time, I feel recording a whole hour needs to be a little weird as well. I don't know. Like an hour is fine, like as far as playing, but to edit it, it becomes a little bit too much. Like, I guess to summarize it, I like sitting down and playing for an hour. I don't like editing an hour of video. So, but you know, the editing, it doesn't bug me too much because I have my own little fun with the editing, and I get a kick out of watching my own videos back or the recording back. But it's just, I've been messing around with ideas in my head and thinking of like what would be better to watch, since the video lengths are still going to be about 30 minutes. I don't want to make them shorter or too much longer than that.
Tough place to hide.
So
Thought I heard something.
yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of experimenting, thinking about it. Boom! Roadkill. Why does that work? The pain, I have to say, the pain train is very weird. Sometimes it will just tackle somebody immediately as soon as I start sprinting in the middle of combat. Other times it won't take effect until like, unless I get a running start of some sort, and it's very weird. Whoa, I didn't throw that. That's some friendly fire right there, that's what happened. Get slammed! I've just been bouncing this guy around like a pinball. Yeah, so jeez, this guy's just throwing grenades. So I've been experimenting here and there with the recordings and what feels comfortable, feels a little too much, and all that. As well as like I've been thinking of like what kind of style of play should I do. Like, I don't know if the way that I'm doing it now is fine, where it's just like, this is just a random moment, or as I like to call it, a slice of my life, or a slice of life. Like, you know, if anybody watching this scene anime, you know, one of the types of anime that you see are slices of life, where they don't have a very coherent, like, episode route, like this happened, and so then this happened after that, and stuff like that. Well, that's not a good example. Like, let's say, you know, if they're a high school student, you're not gonna see every single day of what's going on in their high school life. Or a more interesting note, because I wouldn't watch anything like that. I wouldn't watch it. Shit. But let's say they go out on an adventure and something happens, and you see like all the stages of this like arc or event unfold in a slice of life style anime. It's more of like you get the notice of that, and then like you'll get all the other random things of like random stuff that happened in between, not necessarily just the main event kind of stuff or the plot stuff. I guess filler is what a lot of people refer to it as. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, so it's like the way I record this, you'll see every now and again all the different stuff, random things that I'm doing. Like today I'm going through Dunwich Burrows. You know, but then after I'm done recording, I continue playing the game. I don't just like stop playing until the next time I record. I kind of just record a bit, and then later you'll see some more things. And it's kind of like, you know, I feel it's a little inconsistent, I guess. Inconsistent. You know, it's like one day you'll see me just starting a new playthrough, then a week later you'll see a video and now I have like full decked out X1 power armor, which I think there is actually a moment where I did that. And you miss everything that happened in between. All the random adventures and wandering that took part. And that's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like that's not very fun, I guess. Because, I don't know, I kind of wonder, does somebody want to know what happened in between? Like, oh, what happened after that? Like, you know, it's like, you found that rock at the bottom of the lake, so what happened after you found that rock? And it's kind of like, oh, I went around and I went back to town, I sold that rock to this vendor. Then I went on this other adventure where I shot down like 5 or 6 helicopters and all that. But that was on stream, and then after I finished streaming, I did some other stuff where I kind of just like experimented with missile turrets over some settlements, or you know, it's very broken up. I feel maybe a little too broken up. I don't know. I'm not sure how somebody would feel like that, because to be honest, I don't get very much feedback. But I guess that's kind of what I'm asking for. Like a little bit more feedback. Into like, how would somebody like to see gameplay footage? You see, I don't know what the name for it is, because I know there are several terms. People call it Let's Plays. People call it playthroughs. Some videos are known as walkthroughs, but walkthroughs usually show you something. They try to tell you something in a game when you do a walkthrough of a game, or show you how to go through it. Whereas a playthrough is just somebody playing. It's in the word playing through it, and the stuff that happened. Like, you get to see everything except for maybe boring stuff, like nobody wants to see inventory management or anything like that. That would be hella boring. But you know, maybe you want to see all the quests that somebody's done. How did they handle the quests? All the locations they've been to. How did they handle the locations? How they react to those locations? Stuff like that. At least as far as like in the Fallout sense. Or Fallout 4. Because, for example, this is my second playthrough. It's about to end. By end, I mean I'm about to finish the main story quest again, after doing all or as many side quests and radiant quests and miscellaneous things that I ran into. I know there's probably a bunch of quests I've missed. I'm not sure. I'll probably just check the wiki and do anything that seems interesting or find them. But I've done a lot of the faction stuff. I've taken all the factions as far as I can go before deciding on which one to do, and then I beat the game, and that's how the first playthrough went. Spoilers, I sided with the Institute for various other and or reasons, and yeah, stuff like that. But nobody got to see that except for me, not even on stream, because I did a stream And then I continued playing, and then it was like, oh, you've reached the end. Oh, well, jeez, I didn't know that it was there. And that was like a blind playthrough. Why did I pick that garbage up? So, yeah. Kind of not sure about how to go about these things. Again, sometimes I feel like maybe it's fine, because I mean nobody complained, but you know it's like why bring it up? I don't know. I have a habit of overthinking these things. You know, it's like I'm not doing a walkthrough. I'm not showing anybody anything fancy that I've done in this game. I'm not, you know, showing any tips or tricks. This ain't a playthrough. I'm not, like, sharing everything I've done. I'm just sharing little bits and stuff of what I am doing at the moment that I am doing it. And so, again, it's very Let's Play, not really a playthrough, because you're not following me and seeing all my adventures and stuff like that. So I've had plenty of adventures and nobody saw them but me. And that's kind of like what I'm just like. It's kind of what I've been thinking about. Is like, should I do just a full-on playthrough? You know, I can make several characters, and I can have that one character that I just play the game when I'm like by myself, or when I'm streaming, and I could just play another character for recording, and just this is that character, this is how it goes through. But see, then this is where a problem comes through, or I think it could be a problem. I don't know. It's just something that I want to point out. This character that I'm using is almost exactly the same compared to my first character. Only difference is this character is a little more specialized, more refined, more precise as far as like what I wanted him to be. Though he could still, you know, there's some things I can mid-max. But either way, Fallout doesn't have anything like a level cap. You know, I don't have to reset any talent points. I've done, you know, I could just spend again, at like level 200 or whatever, I don't know how far you can take it. When you have all the perks unlocked, every character is basically the damn same. It doesn't matter at that point. You know, the only thing that will matter is how you would play them, because you can't do everything at once, but you can certainly do everything every now and again. And so, it's like if I do another character, a third playthrough, let's say I'm going to record that playthrough, it's just going to be another version of this guy, but with all the knowledge that I've had from the first two playthroughs carried over, and me customizing him how I want to. Specifically, you know, I'm gonna mid-max the shit out of this. I'm gonna need this bobblehead to have this stats. I'm gonna get this perk, then that perk, then this perk, and that perk, all the way until I hit level 50.
Talk, sir?
Then beyond that, I don't really have any ideas what to do. We're gonna ignore X for now, because I still wanna yap a little bit. But so, I don't know if I've gotten my point across, or I've probably gotten the point across and have beaten the horse to death by now. But that's basically things I've been thinking about, you know. Well, no. Again, I've beaten it to death. I'm sure somebody understands what I'm talking about. You know, I guess I might be a little insecure about how I'm playing the game, and whether I want to do that a third time all over again and actually show everybody me doing it Or maybe, again, I don't have to do that because I'm very satisfied with how this one turned out. Sure, there are some points I wasted if I look at perks and if I want to be nitpicky. I didn't want to put these perks into Commando. Or at least before I would do that, I wanted one more perk here. I wanted all the perks here, one here, and 2 perks there, you know. Some perks are out of place with where I would want them, you know. So that's kind of just it. Other than that, everything else, well, mostly everything else is fine. Like, the character basically this character's like build, or if you want to say, is 3 in Pain Train, 3 in Solar Power, 3 nuclear physicists. Everything else is just 3 in hacking, so I can hack all the terminals. Max on the strong back because I love carrying me some loot. Heavy guns because hell yeah. That's not even an actual reason. And then big leagues because I like beating people to death when they get too close. Toughness because he's supposed to be tough, so I put him up in toughness, even though it's not very interesting. And Life Giver, to give me more health, because again, he's supposed to be like a juggernaut of a character, I guess. Just less hand-to-hand, more giant Gatling laser and hammer or chainsaw, whatever melee weapon I feel like using. And then I would have Local Leader 1 because I hate running around to the settlements. Oh yeah, and Bloody Mess 3 just for more damage. I don't want the 4th one because I don't really care. And so there would be 1 here just because, you know, it makes it easier to construct stuff from settlement to settlement, but I'm not too interested in the settlement stuff. And then Lady Killer 3 because it makes dialogue with people a lot easier, since I would have that charisma anyways. But yeah. And that's what the normal basis of this build would have been, but are not, because again, I kind of fucked up here and there, and I thought, oh, I could do Commando, and then I was like, wait a minute, why would I bother doing Commando? It's like, why would I need a tiny little assault rifle or something like that? Even though the assault rifles look dope. I might switch out to having one as like a secondary. It's like, all I need is like my Gatling laser and fusion cores. It's very easy to get fusion cores or buy fusion cores. And then I have my pipe rifle that is an exploding pipe rifle, which I love it, you know, which is pretty cool. But, you know, let's fuck this thing up. You know, it's like, I don't really, you know, it's like, again, the problem is all I need is 2 weapons. A melee and a gun. And I like big guns. More than anything. Ugh, that is so nasty. That is the nastiest, the worst kind of thing a human being can do. Oh, I'm out of bullets now. See, now I'm out of bullets. I'm just gonna go at her with this curved ripper chainsaw. And I'm just gonna turn her into a bloody mess. A literal bloody mess. And that's it. That's how I handle myself in combat. I just leave a mess everywhere. Yeah, that's it. It's nothing super interesting about it. I have my Gatling laser, which I didn't use because I only have 3 power cores left, because I sold all my other power cores. Because I had so many, I was like, I can spare to get rid of some and I'll find some more. But I haven't found any more, so whatever. I'll get to it eventually. But, yeah. Oh, it's weird my character disappeared. The weird settings I use to have this game running. You know, it's like, I don't need perks and all these guns to use them. I've kind of just demonstrated how I can just plow through a set of enemies with any random weapon. Just as long as I picked up ammo for it. So, yeah. But for some reason, and here's where I kept avoiding the point, but here's the point that I was trying to get to. I don't know why, but when I see this favorite thing, I want to have 3 weapons. One, because I kind of like the idea of having like my primary weapon and then having a secondary and then a fallback melee weapon when somebody gets very close, which is why it's a ripper. It's like a little baby blade when it could be running around with a super sledge in this. And the animation for the melee attack for the super sledge is the same if you were to use a knife. Like, the melee is very similar except for like the ripper, because the ripper is a hold down kind of weapon. So it's just very weird, I guess. Again, it's my own personal hang-up. It's like, the problem is me, not the game. So, you know, I could just have 2 big weapons. Maybe I did that before with the first character. I had a rocket launcher that had homing on it, so I can, like, for example, snipe that vertebrate out of the sky. But with my overcharged Gatling laser, if I'm close enough, that doesn't really matter. As long as I can land a hit on it, I can hit it from very far away and bring it down within seconds. There we go. And once I get final judgment from doing the Institute end quest to destroy the Brotherhood, you know, they're pretty much done. Boom, boom, boom. They're underwater. Hey, you guys swim down here often? No? Everyone else kind of died. But, yeah. That's the conundrum I face here. And it's just me, really. It's stuff that doesn't matter. It's like, just use 2 fucking weapons then, Dar. You got your ribbon, you got your Gatling. Why do you need more? I don't know. I just feel like I need more. And I really don't. But, yeah. But that's enough about, like, character builds and stuff. These guys are still just... It sucks being underwater in power armor. You can't really do anything. Oh, and now he's gonna turn around and start shooting me. Fuck you! Come on, give me a fair fight. I say that knowing that I'm about to bulldoze this guy into oblivion. But just pick on him. Just grind you up. Oh, they'll punch you. Ouch. Ouch. Ugh! I'm getting boxed up! I can't block! Ouch. Fuck! Fucking cheating. Ouch. Jesus. Hey! Come on! Let me get a... Jeez, they just don't flinch when you block them. Oh, fuck you, alright? Get her in the back. Shit. That's the most awkward thing. Fucking stun locked me. Holy crap. Where'd her friend go? Her friend is still in the water. Let's see. Let's get a gun to shoot him.
We're not alone.
I'm just gonna sit here and poke at him. What was that? It's like a big old splashing. Headshots?
Wait, did you hear something?
Can barely see her. I'm kind of just like shooting in a general area. Are you coming out of there?
I'm already bored.
Yeah, she's coming out. I like blood on your face.
That's it.
There we go. She's dead. Oh, that was a bit cruel. But yeah. So yeah. Anywho, I have issues. What's new? Everyone does. But so yeah. Let's see. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do next. At this point, I'm kind of just running around. Or wandering around. Haha! Which is the name for this series. Stupid. Just very stupid. But yeah, I'm just running around here. Killing random people. After I did that one mission. X wants to talk to me. Let's talk with X.
Hey,
X
Go
gonna
ahead.
give
I'd
it to
still
you.
like to talk, if you can spare a minute.
of course.
When Father
go
told
for it,
us
dude.
about you and who you were, it was clear he had certain biases. How could he not? He's your son, and proud of it. When he shared his plan for you to take his place, well, a lot of us thought that was more than just pride. It was narcissism. How would you, an outsider who knew nothing about us, run the Institute? We all had our doubts. Me, maybe more than most. But now, after watching the way you operate, well, I have to admit, I was wrong. It's clear to me now that Father knew what he was doing, and I should have trusted him.
Seems to genuinely care about the Institute. I'm sure he only wants what's best. Having doubts is normal. The most important question is, do you trust his vision of the Institute? Don't put me on a pedestal
Don't
just
put me on
yet.
a pedestal
X6.
just yet,
Yep.
X6.
Of course not, sir. It's just,
X6.
well, if
Why do
you
I call him
really
X2?
knew your son, if you knew his accomplishments, his sacrifices. I know that you haven't had much time with him, but I can tell you honestly, sir, Father is a great man. I believe in his plan for the future. I'll do anything in my power to make sure that future becomes a reality. Do I like wading through the filth that is the Commonwealth and all of its vermin? Of course not. But if that's what the Institute needs me to do, then I'll do it. My point is, you should be proud to call him your son.
Why do you hate the Commonwealth and its people so much?
Why do
You're
you
right,
hate the
X6.
Commonwealth and its people so much?
If the Institute represents the best of humanity, of what it can accomplish, then the Commonwealth represents the worst. It's like a rotting corpse, and the people who make their home there are like carrion worms, feeding on the filth. Soon, there will be nothing left but the Institute, and mankind will be better for it. Anyway, I've said what I wanted to say. Thanks for listening.
I tell you, I would not side with the Institute if it wasn't for the fact that it said, oh yeah, and I'm dying, so you know what, you're gonna run this. And I was like, oh, okay, well, now you've got my interest. All I gotta do is finish the game so that he fucking dies and croaks, and I can start fixing shit, you know. Supposedly fixing stuff. You know, there isn't really much to this game after you complete this story, you know. You can't make any life-changing decisions to the Institute after you've completed the game. It's all kind of just left out in the open, which is fine. I enjoyed it. Really do like the story for this game. But anywho, after speaking with X, I think I'm gonna call it here for today, for this very tiny session. And I'll be back with more some other time. And hope to see you there. Bye bye. The fuck was that?